Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea, quick one on a Monday, but it is a decidedly non-summer week. This is not maybe, I'm going to state it. It is the busiest week of the summer. Fed meeting on Wednesday, and of course all the jobs report into Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will go beneath the headline data. Much more housing data coming up, I believe, tomorrow as well. It's just, I'm sorry, maybe on Friday or Saturday, everybody takes off 6 weeks. A lot of the surveillance crew actually is taking a French vacation this year. Eric seems to be looking at 4 consecutive weeks off. He'll darken the door again the first week of September. But it's a big deal. It's a big Monday, and we wanted to go for people with an overarching grasp of the correlations of the market. Jurrien Timmer, if you don't know him, is at Fidelity. He's truly, I don't use this word often, he is iconic in technical analysis. And you can see this if you go to LinkedIn. Jurrien Timmer alone is one reason to sign up for LinkedIn. Absolutely brilliant, Timmer. Search it out on LinkedIn. And he has not all, but a good amount of the Fidelity technical work he's doing. I'll just state it. It is absolutely definitive across global Wall Street. Jurrien Timmer on the week ahead.
For the first time in this cycle, the Fed truly is poised to cut, right? It's had a bias to ease, but now it has the green light to actually execute. The question is how many times it goes. And at the same time, we have earnings growth accelerating. Q2 season is underway, of course, and every Friday I go on my Bloomberg and I look at the expected earnings growth numbers, and they're plus 11 right now and rising. So if you think about it, and also let me throw one more stat at you. The S&P equal weighted index has a PE ratio of 18, whereas the cap weighted index has a PE of 24. You have a lowering cost of capital, a bond market that's well behaved right now, accelerating earnings, and reasonable valuations for most stocks. If that's not a recipe for the market to broaden, then I don't know what there is.
Jurrien Timmer, and again, his technical work out on LinkedIn, on Twitter, but particularly LinkedIn, is just absolutely superb. Somebody said to me, gold, what do I read? William Silber is emeritus NYU, and he's written a whole bunch of books, wrote a book on silver and this, that. A good 12, 13 years ago, he wrote a definitive book on the day gold shifted from a British sovereign reality over to a U.S. sovereign reality. Look up William Silber, Silber, William Silber, on a book. It's got a title, Washington's in it. It's like 14 years old. Look for that out on Amazon. What else can we talk about? Well, it's again the asset allocation story. Troy Gayeski at FS Investments, looking at the broader pictures. That was our theme today. Not so much international, but domestic, on what the Fed would do into earnings season. From FS Investments, Troy Gayeski.
You have to recognize that period of overconsumption where the consumer could spend down excess savings as well as run the standard savings rate down from 7% pre-pandemic to 3.2 is really over. But McDonald's is a great example because there again, last earnings season, this earnings season, you've seen confirmed signs both from the top down and bottom up that the consumer is much more fragile now than they were 18 months ago. And what that means from a market standpoint, Tom, or an economic standpoint is if there's some type of unforeseen shock, then there's less shock absorption capability in the consumer to keep things going. Whereas 18 months ago, it really didn't matter what happened to other contributing factors. The consumer was just so gosh darn strong.
18 months on in a great bull market. Let's recapitulate this bull market. To me, the Christmas Eve start of it, 2018, a year before the pandemic came out of nowhere, was really a time to get on board. Ben Laidler, just outstanding at that at the time at HSBC. And then within all the pandemic and the emotion and the money lost, I should say very clearly, there was October of 2022. And I call that the Yardeni Ankampora low, where others besides Ralph Ancampora, the great chartist, and Ed Yardeni got on board. But then there was another leg of this in 12 months later, October of 2023. I have no idea where we are now. It's not my job to give an opinion of long, short, bull, or bear. But I can really say that with the shockingly tepid pullback, wow, as the ANK showed up this weekend, it was really amazing to see. I did a lot of percent change work, 6% drawdown. The Mag 7 Bloomberg Index cratered. It's an 18% drawdown, and on and on. And the answer is, what will happen? Well, the Yanks just come up here as well, and everybody's got an opinion. We'll drive that opinion to you here in this eventful week. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to Bloomberg Podcasts on Apple CarPlay, on Android Auto, on Apple Podcasts. It's single best idea.